Wide-eyed kissing scenes. I think this was the first time I was watching a K-drama and I actually wanted to punch the actor. The wall of hit. Don't know why K-drama producers are like, yeah, let's put it in there. They're gonna eat this up. We're not eating it up. I promise you the plate is still full. Our stomachs are empty. Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bree with an E, and for today's video I thought it'd be fun to make my own tier ranking video. I've compiled a list of 21 tropes we're gonna rank today, but if you've never seen a tier ranking video, where have you been? First of all, how it works is there are categories that rank from best to worst, best being at the top, worst being at the bottom, and each category differs in degrees of best to worst, if that makes sense. Before we get into ranking them, I want to get into my categories and explain them a little bit so that you can make sense of them. And the first we have is teehee, I'm tingly. And this is the category where I often have to shut my laptop or turn off the TV or pause it because the events that are happening on the screen are overly steamy, overly cute, and it's just making me very squeamish. Next we have unfortunately you ate. Like, I'm tired of seeing this, but they work. It's never really gonna get old, it still eats. Next we have I'm listening. And this category is like, tell me more. I want a little bit more of this. These are the tropes I want to see a little bit more of, or moments that I'm like, I like where this is going. Next we have the tea is cold, babe. Quite frankly, these are the tropes that I'm like, okay, we need to go back to the drawing board. It's not giving what it's supposed to give exactly. And lastly, we have jump scare. This is the category for the super cringy moments, the moments that are like, the moments that really kind of deserve jail time, honestly. But so now that I've explained my categories, I think we can just get right into the ranking. So we're gonna start off with friends to lovers. Since the beginning of time, I've loved the good friends to lovers trope. So honestly, I'm gonna have to put friends to lovers and teehee, I'm feeling tingly. It always gets me going. The most recent friends to lovers trope I've watched in a show was actually Dear M, which is the picture you see here with Jaehyun from NCT. It was so cute. Next we have enemies to lovers. Enemies to lovers, I'm honestly gonna have to put it in unfortunately you ate, because okay, here's the thing. When I tell you pretty much every single K-drama has this component or aspect of enemies to lovers, it's like so overused, but like I said, unfortunately it just works every single time. One of my favorites I have again the picture here is Hometown Cha-Cha. I literally have so much love for that drama. All right, next we have rich guy, poor girl. Honestly, I think I'm gonna have to say the same. Unfortunately, you ate. This is one of those ones where I'm personally like, this again? Like, can we think of something new? But also, it just worked. There's just something about the rich guy, poor girl matchup. I think it is a bit time to come up with something new, but unfortunately, it eats. Next, we have love triangles. This may be controversial, but the tea is cold, babe. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work for me anymore. In each love triangle, there's obviously this component of unrequited love because the male lead and the female lead are always going to choose each other. And then the second male lead or the second female lead, whoever is in the love triangle, is left with nothing. And that also kind of brings up this phenomenon of the second lead syndrome, I think is what it's called. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, it's when in a show, when there's a love triangle happening, if the second lead is a male, the audience almost always is rooting for the second lead over the first male lead. But it's like each time, you know, the second lead isn't going to get chosen. So that's why I have to put the tea is cold, babe, because frankly, I don't like it anymore. I don't like it. It's very stressful and it's sad. It makes me sad. Next, the male lead with a cold personality or no personality. And for this one, I'm gonna have to say jump scare. Cringe. It's super cringe. And I think we have Yeonwoo to thank for this. I'm not saying that boy can't act, but the roles that they put him in, the roles he auditions for, are always this stiff boy, no personality. It's just like, it's okay to have a personality. It's okay to have emotions and feel things and not act all super cool all the time and unaffected by life. I just think personally it's super cringe to me, but if y'all like that, go for it. I guess the only thing I could say that this trope does really well is it matches the cold male lead with shy girl at times who's quiet, and then like that male lead who like isn't interested in anyone else and is very cold and mean to everyone is only nice to her. That I would say that's the only like upside to this, but it's still gonna have to stay in jump scare. I'm sorry. Next we have contract marriages and fake relationships. For this one, I'm gonna have to say, I'm listening. Tell me more. There's just something about like a fake relationship trope in any series or movies that I'm like, yeah, I like this. I like the fact that they start off not having feelings for each other, but slowly they start developing feelings. Maybe one is like more adamant and showing that, but one is like more reserved and pushed back and doesn't want to go all in. It's just an interesting dynamic, I have to say. I love it. The next one is forced cohabitation. And for this one, I think I'm gonna have to say the same. I'm gonna say, I'm listening. Tell me more. I want more of this. This is like a storyline trope where the two main characters are forced into the same living situation and that they both have to live or reside in the same house. And for this one, I'm thinking of kind of Crash Landing on You. They had this component of forced cohabitation, of course, but I just don't personally see a lot of them, or it's not very mainstream in my opinion. So I'll say I'm listening. I want to see more of this. Next, we have the extreme makeover. This is the trope where we see mainly the female lead have like a glow up in the series. If you've ever watched My ID is Gangnam Beauty, the main character Mireille undergoes a lot of plastic surgery, honestly, because she experienced a lot of bullying for not only her weight, but her face just not being the ideal face in Korea, if you will. And so it's really the story of a transformation from her being the ugly duckling, this girl that gets bullied in school, then to when she goes to college and university, where she gets her plastic surgery and she starts becoming popular. And for this one, I think I hate that I love it. So I'm gonna put it in, unfortunately, you ate. And the reason I say I hate that I love it is because oftentimes with this trope of the ugly duckling turned like the beautiful swan, the picture of how they look before is painted as maybe having glasses or being a little nerdy or having braces and all these normal things. I think in puberty too, like a lot of kids, teenagers, they need help fixing their teeth. There's no problem with that. They end up having braces, they end up having glasses if you have bad eyesight, but I don't think that makes you any less attractive. And so they put on like all these ridiculous things that make a person appear ugly, and even acne. I don't think acne is ideal, but it definitely doesn't make someone ugly in my opinion. So it's a bit questionable, like their transformation of what they think is ugly to beautiful in each of these dramas, especially living in Korea. But like again, I hate to love it, like it just works. All right, and next we have the mean girl or the bully. And for this one, I'm gonna have to put jump scare. And I think what makes this like a cringe to me, like a jump scare, is the extent to which these producers will go to make the girl within the supporting cast who has a crush and this deep interest in the male lead do anything to sabotage the forming relationship and budding romance between the male lead and the female lead. Again, going back to My ID is Gangnam Beauty, if you've ever seen the series, you would know who the girl is on the picture. I think this was the first time I was watching a K-drama and I actually wanted to punch the actor, which isn't healthy, I know. She didn't do anything wrong, she's just acting the part, but she acted it so well. All right, let's keep moving. But next we have the dramatic catch scene. Immediately no. The dramatic catch scene is so cringe. The ditzy girl falls over and the male who is halfway across the room catches her in the nick of time every time. It's unrealistic. It's corny, it's cheesy, it's all of the above. Don't know why K-drama producers are like, yeah, let's put it in there. They're gonna eat this up. We're not eating it up. I promise you the plate is still full, our stomachs are empty. Next we have the bookshelf scene. And if you've never seen a bookshelf scene in a K-drama, it's basically when the short girl, she's reaching for a book, she can't reach the top shelf, and the male lead who's interested in her comes up behind her and grabs the book for her, and then they have this moment of closeness. She often turns around and then they're face to face together. He's looking down at her, she's looking up at him, and it's just steamy. So for that, we're gonna have to put it in. Teehee, I'm feeling tingly, making me break out in sweats a little bit. But no, I think it also is a very cute moment, and there's not a lot of moments of closeness that you get in K-dramas, so this is definitely up there, you know, for me at least. All right, next we have fixing the boo-boo scene. And we're gonna use boo-boo instead of using cleaning the cut, basically, or cleaning the wound. There's usually a point in the K-drama where the male lead for some reason gets injured, or he's always injured on his forehead. Female lead is often overcome with worry and she's like frantically rushing to clean his cut for him. And it's like a really cute moment of like her taking care of him for the first time. So I'm gonna have to say, I'm feeling tingly. it's cute. It's a cute moment in K-dramas. Next, we have the fever scene, and this is kind of in the same realm of fixing the boo-boo. Usually, again, the male lead is sick, and he's kind of like throughout the episode refusing care, or he's hiding out. And so the female lead eventually discovers the condition he's in, and so she goes and rushes over to take care of him, usually at his apartment or at his house. And it's just a nice little moment for them to get closer. So we're gonna put it in. I'm feeling tingly. All right, next we have wide-eyed kissing scenes. I don't think I need to explain that. I really don't. All right, we have the falling asleep on shoulders scene. For this one, I think I'm gonna put it in. I'm listening. Usually this scene happens when the characters haven't really revealed their feelings for each other, but they both kind of are aware that at least they themselves like the other person. And so it's always a cute moment that like doesn't last very long, in my opinion, and I want more of it. So I'm gonna put it in. I'm listening. Tell me more. Next, we have the drinking game scene. And this is a scene usually like in a weekend getaway or after the characters have left work, where they participate in a drinking game, they meet up for drinks, and sometimes a lot gets revealed during this game, like who each person is attracted to or has a crush on. And so yeah, it's just a fun time. So I'm gonna say I'm listening. I want to see more of this. Next, we have the surprise back hug. And this one may be controversial as well, but I'm gonna put it in. The tea is cold, babe. Personally, back hugs don't do anything for me. It's like in moments when I'm wanting more from the characters, like I don't want y'all to back hug, I want y'all to kiss. Like it just feels a little bit elementary. And of course, when the characters are in a relationship, it becomes a little bit more cute. But I think the surprise back hug, I don't know, it just personally doesn't do anything for me. All right, next we have the forgotten first meeting. And a lot of K-dramas where there's this fateful romance between the characters, oftentimes they'll make it to where the characters met earlier in their childhood or in this unsuspected moment that they just can't remember for the life of them. The two characters realize, hey, we met each other before. And it just adds to the storyline of fateful romance. So I'm gonna put it in. The tea is cold, babe. Because sometimes it just feels honestly very random and like the producers just threw it in last minute. And in my opinion, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't add anything to the story. It's just like a cool fact. Like, oh, we met each other when we were kids. Next, I'm getting a little nervous thinking about it. Next, we have the wall pin. Immediately, yes. Immediately, yes. This is the scene in each K-drama where I have to pause on the TV. I have to walk away because I'm just incredibly stimulated, is what we'll say. So yeah, I don't think I need to elaborate on this one more. I think we all deserve a moment like this in each of our lifetimes. So we got 2 left. Our next one is the piggyback ride. And for this one, I think I'm gonna put it in. I'm listening. Tell me more. Usually the piggyback rides come after a scene where the girl is like either passed out drunk, or her feet hurt, or, you know, she's got a sprained ankle or something of the nature. The two characters are still kind of getting close and building this rapport. And so I'm gonna say I'm listening. I want more. All right, and for our very, very last trope, we have the possessive wrist grab. Incoming hot take. The tea is cold, babe. The possessive wrist grab is feeling very controlling. The moments that it pops up in the K-drama, sometimes it's like it's giving red flag. It's giving run girl. This man is too controlling. Honestly, it's not cute to me for like a man to aggressively grab me by the wrist. I have weak wrists, but it's like not the cute aggressive grab. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, ew, you're being aggressive with me. But sometimes it's like, ew, you're being aggressive with me. Like, why don't you just grab my hand? And with that, guys, that completes my very first tier ranking video. I had a lot of fun with this. Honestly, I think I'm gonna do more of these. If you'd like to see more of these, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up to let me know. But that's gonna do it for me today. Hopefully you guys like this type of video and want to see more of these types of videos on my channel. I do want to make my channel a bit more fun. I know I cover sometimes a lot of heavy topics or video essay topics, so sometimes it's nice to just make a video where we can just talk, have fun, make fun of things. But so if you made it to this point, thank you so much for watching to the very end. I love you. You should literally subscribe. If you don't want to, of course, that's cool. That's okay. Just make sure you come back every week for new uploads. And with that, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.